Hi everyone, hope you're keeping well and you're not getting too bored. This is Murphy, he says hello. Okay, today I'm going to read a short story. Now this was written a long time ago, it's even older than I am, so it's virtually antique. Okay, and it's called Elephants Don't Sit on Cars. Mummy, said Jeremy James, there's an elephant sitting on Daddy's car. Yes, dear, said Mummy, eyes fixed on hands, fixed on dough, fixed on table. Mummy, why is the elephant sitting on Daddy's car? I expect it's tired, dear. It'll probably get up and go away soon. Well, it hasn't, said Jeremy James 2 minutes later. It hasn't got up. The car's gone down, but the elephant hasn't got up. Mummy, do you think I ought to tell Daddy? No, leave your father, said Mummy. You know he hates being interrupted when he's working. Daddy's watching football on a football match on television. If Daddy says he's working, he's working. Well, there's an elephant sitting on his car, said Jeremy James. Mummy thumbed sultanas into the dough to make eyes and noses. And the car doesn't look very happy about it, said Jeremy James. Jeremy James, said Mummy, elephants don't sit on cars. Well, this one does. Elephants don't sit on cars. If Mummy says elephants don't sit on cars, dear, then elephants don't sit on cars. But they don't. Finish. Now play with your train set. Jeremy James sat on the carpet and played with his train set. And thought about the elephants on Daddy's car. And thought about how stubborn mummies can be when they want to be. And how if he was a mummy and his son said there was an elephant on Daddy's car, he would say, what a clever boy. And thank you for telling me. And here's some money for an ice cream. Instead of just, elephants don't sit on cars. Goal, said the television in the sitting room. Goal, said Daddy, hard at work. And the elephant was still sitting on Daddy's car. Mummy, said Jeremy James, the latest development couldn't be ignored. Mummy, the elephant has just done its number 2 all over Daddy's car. But Mummy's face merely twitched like a fly flicking elephant's ear, and she said nothing. Gosh, and what a number 2! Mummy, you should see the elephant's number 2. Mummy, why do elephants do such big number 2s? I can't do a number 2 like that. Mine isn't even 1,000th as big as that. What a number 2! Jeremy James, if you go on talking like that, I shall send you straight to bed. Now play with your train set and let's have no more elephant talk, and certainly no more about number 2s. Do you hear? Yes, Mummy. No number 2s. Anyone would think that number 2s were unhealthy? Only look what happened when you didn't do a number 2. Then it was, Jeremy James, have you done your number 2? You haven't done your number 2? Then sit there until you have. Now, tell them an elephant's done his number 2 on Daddy's car, and suddenly it's rude. Why can't grown-ups make up their minds? Jeremy James played with his train set. Jeremy James looked out of the window. The elephant was gone. Mummy, said Jeremy James. What is it now? Said Mummy, half in and half out the oven. The elephant's gone. Humph. That was a typical grown-up's word. Humph. It was for grown-ups only, and it meant whatever they wanted it to mean. Jeremy James had tried to use a humph once himself. Mummy had said, have you done your number 2? At one of those times when number 2 wasn't rude. And he'd replied, humph. Because that was how grown-ups got out of awkward questions like, will you buy me something nice today? Or why can't I have a toy racing car like Timothy's? Only Jeremy James obviously didn't know how to use it because Mummy told him to speak properly, even though he'd said humph perfectly properly. Daddy came out of the sitting room with his face as long as an elephant's nose. They lost, said Daddy, right at the end, an own goal. Then Daddy leaned on the kitchen doorpost as he always did when he'd been working, and sometimes when he was working, and watched Mummy working, presumably to make sure she was doing everything right. Jeremy James had tried leaning on the doorpost once and saying, as Daddy always ended up by saying, will it be long, dear? But instead of getting Mummy's normal humph, he'd had a, now don't you start, and had been sent off to play with his train set, which he was sick of anyway. Will it be long, dear? Said Daddy. Humph, said Mummy. Now don't you start, said Jeremy James quietly. An own goal, right at the end, said Daddy. Was that goal number 2? Asked Jeremy James. I don't know what's got into that child, said Mummy. Daddy elbowed himself upright off the doorpost, took one hand out of one pocket. Take your hands out of your pockets, Jeremy James. Yawned and announced, maybe I'll go clean the car. Mummy didn't say there won't be time before tea, though Daddy waited quite a while for her to say it, so Daddy eventually left the kitchen, crossed the dining room, entered the hall, opened the front door and went out of the house. Jeremy James stood at the window and wondered what new words Daddy would use. Daddy didn't use any words. Daddy's mouth fell open, and then Daddy came back to the house, opened the front door, entered the hall, crossed the dining room and held himself up by the kitchen doorpost. The car, said Daddy. Then his mouth opened and shut several times as if he'd just been pulled out of the water. The car, he said again. What's the matter with it? Asked Mummy, spreading hand cream over the bread. It's been ruined. It's ruined. It looks as if it's been completely squashed. Completely and utterly squashed. Oh, John, said Mummy, who only called Daddy John when she was very upset. Oh, John, there isn't some sort of dung all over it as well, is there? Yes, said Daddy, there jolly well is. I've never seen anything like it either. Must have been a herd of cows dancing on the thing. It wasn't a herd of cows, said Jeremy James. It was an elephant. And I saw it. And I told Mummy, but she wouldn't listen. An elephant, said Daddy. You saw an elephant on the car? Yes, said Jeremy James. And I saw it do its number 2 as well. Then why the... Didn't one of you tell me? Humph, said Mummy. And Jeremy James played with his train set. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Hey, see you soon. Bye-bye.